Did you know that calling a man bald is considered sexual harassment in the UK? Apparently, well, here's how it went down. During a nasty argument on the factory floor, one employee called another a bald blank. The employee who suffered the insult filed a formal complaint, and last week he won. The employment tribunal found, quote, a connection between the word bald and the protected characteristic of sex. And why? Because men are far more likely than women who tend to lose their hair, their cranial hair, men do, except for in the case of, say, Jada Pinkett. Whoa, don't come at me, Will. So they claim the insult created an intimidating environment. Bald. What is happening to society? Some of us have had enough with all of these feelings and taking offense to absolutely everything that's going on. Will stories like this be the tipping point? Can everyone stop being crazy just for a minute and triggered by everything, please? Could these moments push Americans to push back against woke speech policing and censorship? Well, maybe. In a memo to its employees, Netflix laid down the law of the land now, saying that the company and its viewers, not its employees, decide what content is appropriate. And Netflix says if you don't like it, you can see yourself out the door, saying, quote, depending on your role, you may need to work on titles you perceive to be harmful. If you find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place for you. Get it? Wow, there's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. A bold, unexpected, and brilliant move for Netflix. Bravo to them. By the way, fighting back against the leftist word and content police, a small win for free speech. Elon Musk's potential purchase of Twitter and his stated goals to allow free speech and open speech is only part of the backlash to the strict language compliance the left has demanded from all of us lately, all the time. And yet Biden and his comrade skis are pushing their disinformation governance board, nicknamed Ministry of Truth, from George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984. The DGB is folded under the Department of Homeland Security. Think about that. Because to the left, if you even think the wrong thing, let alone say it out loud, it's apparently a threat to our national security. You see? Remember Parents, Virginia? I think after months of dark corners, at least part of America is seeing the light, maybe. But despite the bright spots, like Netflix's stand our ground move, or Musk's potential detangling of Twitter's twisty censorship, the ugly, dark underbelly of the left are well and living. You see, censorship is not enough to satisfy the left. What you say is not only suggested or even requested, but it's policed and apparently even punishable. You must use their language or else. They won't stop at their Ministry of Truth. You may think it's 2022, but it's actually 1984. And not just in the corporate world either, or on social media, or in the workplace, but in our schools, unfortunately. A Wisconsin school board is having 3 middle school boys charged and placed under investigation for sexual assault, all because they wouldn't use another kid's preferred pronoun at school. Think about that. I'm old enough to remember when a Virginia transgender teen, a young man, was found guilty in a court of sexually assaulting a female classmate at a Loudoun County high school. The disturbed young man put on a skirt, went into the girls' bathroom at Stonebridge High School, and he assaulted a young woman. That young woman's father, Scott Smith, who's been on our show, he was arrested at the school board meeting when he defended, Scott Smith, the father, when he defended his child, his daughter, when no one there acknowledged his daughter's assault. That same young man, transgender teen, sorry, Ministry of Truth, he, she, they, it, was wearing an ankle monitor for the prior assault at Stonebridge when he, she, they, it attacked a girl at a new school. And the superintendent, Scott Ziegler, he knew about the first sexual assault. So the need to protect transgender kids, the transgender agenda, this dangerous level of wokeism that was more important than protecting young girls from actual sexual harassment, from actual sexual assault. Do you see it? Can we see how harmful this is to our kids now? That is actually physically harmful to young women. That a mentally disturbed young man would take advantage of that, put on a skirt to use the girl's bathroom, and sexually assault a young woman. Those young girls were not protected as fiercely as a kid who referred to as the wrong pronoun in Wisconsin. This is right out of 1984. This is what George Orwell warned us about as newspeak. Peace is war. Man is woman, a fictitious language to meet the totalitarian state's ideological requirements. This is blatant indoctrination, forcing others to abide by delusion that 3 middle school students would be forced to abide by pronoun expression or else. I've got an honest question for the wokest progressives out there. where there's a law passed on pronouns in this country, did I miss it? Am I not aware of it? Why are we traumatizing our children this way? When there's a potential for a child to be labeled as a felon for using the wrong pronoun, haven't we gone too far? I identify as someone who has had it with the left and their wokest crap. Let's bring in Rose Rabidoux, the mother of one of the accused students in that Kiel, Wisconsin middle school, and Deputy Counsel Luke Berg from the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. Rose, tell us a story. Tell us how your boy and two others got into trouble. What did they do?
Hi, Eric. Thank you so much for having us on. And I couldn't agree more. What this is doing to my son, what this is doing to these three boys, they're worried about things they shouldn't have to be worried about. They should be kids. They were told to use they and them pronouns for a girl in their class just this last month. My son did not understand the plural use. We had spoken about it. He told me that there's no way he's going to remember it. And so I told him to call the student by their name, which is what he was doing when he interacted with her. The thing is he didn't interact with her. He was defending a friend who she was screaming at. And he stepped in and said, you can't make him say your pronouns. It's his constitutional right to not use your pronouns. And so that is part of the sexual harassment allegation.
How old are these boys?
Defending him.
How old are these boys?
My son is 13. He started school a year early, so he's only 13.
13 years old.
The other boys are 14, but still very much kids.
These are babies.
These are kids. And that's right.
Lawyer Luke, tell me, how is this even legal? I'm blown. What is this? Where's the law that says you have to say he, she, they, it, whatever? It's a law, or we're going to brand these young kids as sexual harassers? It's awful. What's happening?
You're right. This is completely outrageous. And this is one of those situations where as soon as you say it out loud, it just becomes obvious how crazy it is that a middle schooler would be charged with sexual harassment simply for using the wrong pronoun. School districts have no right to force students into whatever their preferred rules of speaking are. But they certainly shouldn't be using sexual harassment charges. That's wildly out of proportion. It's not covered by Title IX. It's not covered by the definition of sexual harassment. And it brands them as sexual harassers. It's just totally inappropriate.
And Mom Rose, tell us about what, I believe I heard that you said you were going to file a lawsuit. You're going to sue the school. Are you suing the administrators as well? If they don't reverse this, tell us about that.
Yeah, so right now we are focused on just getting this off their records. I mean, that is first and foremost. These boys are traumatized. My son used to love school, and he cries to go to school every day. So that's our main focus. I know that Luke said that he will stand beside me, us, all the way. So if they choose to not drop the charges, then
charges.
The plan is
Rose,
to take
tell me
it.
what charges. How official are these charges? What does this mean? He's 13. Tell me.
We're talking permanent record. We're talking it goes on their permanent records, and these are things that college looks into. My son wants to apply for scholarships. They're going to look. They're going to do background checks. This is, something that is very scary and detrimental. And then just what it's doing, the label it's putting on these three boys when they're kids.
Counselor, sometimes you can get these things taken off, but it also leaves a mark that it's been expunged, and you leave this question mark. Where do we stand on that?
Yeah, I mean, we are trying to give the district an opportunity to do the right thing, to admit that this was a mistake and went way too far, and to drop the charges. So we're starting by a letter. We sent a letter to the district and asked them to dismiss the charges immediately, to clear their records, and to make changes so that this doesn't happen again to other students.
Good Lord.
We have reason to believe that this has been a pattern with the district, and
Counselor, this could be, if this were to stand, if this record on the student's history if this was the whole country is going to be filled with people who said the wrong pronoun at 13 years old in school, is a permanent record of this. Rose, final thought, but I really want to bring you back when this thing resolves one way or the other, because if this doesn't go the right way, I want every one of these people's names out there who are perpetrating this on your son. Final thought,
Rose. One has nothing to do with the other. Pronouns, this is something that could have been handled by bringing in the parents, by talking it through. This did not need to go this far. It did not have to turn into sexual harassment allegations.
Got to leave it there. You know what? These liberals, these leftist liberals are going nuts out there, folks. They're going to burn this place down if they can. Luke Berg, Rose Rabidoux, thank you so much for your time. Bring me back when we find out how this plays out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.